A horrifying humanoid creature caught on camera. And oysters could be the new glue for bones. Along with the big question of would you be able to handle only using your phone for just 2 hours? In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the latest strange and more bizarre clips that I could find on TikTok. Let's get into it.
A man camping with his family captured something absolutely chilling. The video was originally taken on April 1st, 2022, according to the timestamp seen in the video. We also see it was taken a little after 1 in the morning. The man awoke in the middle of the night hearing something moving right beside their campsite. So he gets his camera out and records for his safety, and he won't believe what he catches. In the distance, we see a human-like figure. A pale human-like figure, with a skinny but abnormally broad stature. Slowing the footage down, we get a better look. Its arms are stretched out oddly to its sides, and it's hunched down, moving quickly forward. After filming this, it's believed he turned his camera off and immediately warned his family. They all packed up and got out of there safely. Judging by all of its strange characteristics and movements, most are believing this truly wasn't a human. Many lean on supernatural theories, cryptid theories like pale crawlers, or even the rake. So could this here be a real sighting of a pale crawler or the rake? Whatever it is, it's downright horrifying, and it definitely doesn't look like a human. Whatever it was enough to chill the campers to their cores and make them leave the area for good.
That would definitely be horrifying to experience in person. I am very curious as to why they decided to record the digital footage with their phone instead of uploading the digital footage and showing the world the footage in much higher quality. But otherwise, my only guess as to what that could be is possibly a large bird, maybe an owl, and they're just spread out to make themselves look intimidating. That's my only guess. Let me know what you guys think in the comments.
Have you had a near-death experience? I've been reading about near-death experiences since I was 20. What do you think? Do you think they're real, or do you think they're fake? Have you had one, or do you know a friend who has one? Or you know a family member that had one? Did Jesus or a guardian angel appear in them? Was it a clockwork elf? We've heard about these as well. Sounds weird, I know, but that's the truth. And there's also been many near-death experiences where it's just black. And then there's been hellish near-death experiences where they've encountered demons and entities and then called out for God, and God stuck his hand down into the pits of hell to draw people out. I've been studying these for so long. I've never had one. I've undergone multiple surgeries. I haven't had any out-of-body experiences even though many people have those. Do you think that these are valid stories? Given that millions of people have had them, given that there is a website where you can read about them called the NDERF, Near Death Experience Research Foundation.org. What do you think? Put your comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear what yours are, if you believe in them, or if it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Now, I have personally never experienced an NDE, but I do believe that there is something to that. There's way too many stories out there of people that's experienced it for there not to be. What it is, I have no clue. I do really enjoy reading about NDE stories, and I've had a lot of people leave them in the comments of my videos, and I've read them in other people's videos as well. So if you want to share your story, please, within the terms of YouTube's conditions, you can safely share your story in the comments. I have no problem with that. I enjoy reading them. I'm sorry for whatever traumatic events that you had to go through to experience these events, but I am glad that you're okay. And if you do not feel comfortable with sharing your story, please do not feel the burden to do so. And or if you just want to talk about your beliefs about NDEs, please also feel free to do that as well. I really do enjoy this subject because it brings in thoughts and theories as to what there could be in the afterlife, or what people experience in their own afterlife.
I got a couple new UFO videos, Pooshkies. This first one is underwater.
These ones are really hard to tell if they're AI or not, so I really cannot give my opinions as to what they could be because I have a feeling that they are not real videos. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, please. Hey, if you haven't done so already and you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And for everyone that's watching and or subscribed, thank you so much for supporting the channel.
Say bye to this, because you're not going to have it for much longer. Of course, a few months ago, all of this news was coming out about, potential screen time limits and bans on social media for people under 16. This was in pretty much every news source, every headline. It is official, it was being considered, and it still is. However, this is starting to happen more around the world right now. In Japan, one city has actually passed the limit to have a 2-hour screen time day. School children will not be allowed to use it after 9 p.m. and elementary kids won't be allowed to after 10 p.m. As I say, this is all what the government in the UK are considering actioning as well. It is expected they're going to make an announcement at some point in October, but I don't really know if it's going to or not. There's been a lot of other things coming out, such as the whole digital ID thing. I'm sure you were very up to date on, the situation on things at the moment. And I guess with everything that's coming out at the moment, it would kind of make sense for them to do this. And it's very divided online about, is this a good idea or a bad one? A lot of people, especially parents, do genuinely think this is a great idea because their kids aren't on their phones until like 3 in the morning on a school night. But obviously there's a lot of concern on the other side of this is completely stripping away people's privacy and freedom to do what they want. Parents can action it if they want, but the actual government being able to, is that too far? Let me know.
I have seen multiple of these videos by now, and I'm pretty certain we all agree that this is not a bad move. I do think that it is a good thing to limit the amount or times that social media can be accessed depending on the age of the user. I'm just not certain how they're going to fully stop everyone from cheating the system by either obtaining a VPN or creating an account with a false age. I mean, people have been doing that for years online. And I think also a lot of people believe that this stops the kids from using their phone. It does not. It just limits the access that they have to social media and other social platforms, not the use of their phone. So they can still text, they can still call. That's why I personally think that this is okay, because they're not just stopping them from using the phone, something that I personally paid for, but they are stopping them from using social platforms at certain times and depending on their age. That's okay. I do not pay for the service of those companies. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. From the last time that I asked, I'm pretty certain we are all on the same page with a few disagreements.
So what exactly are we dealing with here? This technology is thousands of years ahead of us, and I don't think you quite understand what we're really up against. We recently had another UAP hearing in September 2025. Guess that's just a yearly thing now, where US House representatives, former and active military personnel, and other government whistleblowers once again testified before Congress under oath, which means if they're lying, they go to jail. Stakes are high. And they really spilled the tea on this one, which our mainstream news just refuses to cover. And I'm warning you, this might be a little disturbing, because they revealed how insanely advanced these UAPs really are, making a—
And by reveal, I'm just going to go ahead and take a guess that they just showed us some very blurry, far out infrared footage that's hard to tell what's going on. Let's see.
Making our modern day military technology look like sticks and stones in comparison. If these things decide they don't like us, we are so cooked. With active duty Navy officers speaking on countless reports of flying objects coming out of the ocean and moving in ways and at speeds that defy physics. We've heard all that before, but this is the video from the hearing that everyone was talking about and no one has been able to explain it, showing POV footage from an MQ-9 drone tracking an unknown orb moving at ridiculous speeds off the coast of Yemen on October 30th, 2024. This is what an MQ-9 drone is, by the way, basically a remote-controlled airplane. And while it's tracking this orb, another MQ-9 drone off-screen fires a Hellfire missile towards it. For reference, this is what a Hellfire missile looks like in action. Yeah, it does some damage. But strangely enough, when the missile makes contact with the orb, it kind of just bounces right off and continues on without detonating.
Well, I personally think that the videos that they show us are not even real. There's no way to identify even that if that was a Hellfire missile, because you can't tell. You cannot see anything that's going on in any of those videos. And let's just say if it were to be aliens, they're not going to care if we shoot missiles at their equipment because they're highly advanced beings. They've traveled the stars. In my opinion, if they are capable of traveling the solar system, they're not going to be dumb enough just to risk their lives to go to a planet full of violent creatures. They're just sending drones and other types of tech to observe the place. They may even have androids that look like realistic humans that they're controlling through the spaceship somewhere in space. But that's in a world where aliens exist. And in that world, I just do not see where they would really care if we're shooting missiles at their equipment because we're not actually physically harming them. I would just assume that they're observing us to see if we're ready to progress further in our lives. Or if they're just passing by our planet, they decide to probe around and see what's going on here. But in reality, I think that these are all just excuses to get more tax dollar to fund the military. Who knows, maybe one day we'll actually get the truth.
Chinese scientists have invented a new oyster-inspired bone glue that bonds to fractures and could completely replace metal in surgery. This extremely impressive bioglue mimics oyster stickiness, and it can fix shattered bones in 3 minutes without major surgery. I also love that the Chinese team essentially gave it a brand name of like Bone O2. It's like H2O2, the sequel to water. It's Bone O2, but better. Love the name of it, but it's really impressive because it can effectively glue bones together with almost no downsides, and it works in a wet environment. So one of the main issues with adhesives currently is they need to be dry, they need to be clean. The inside of your body really doesn't work like that. It's wet, it's salty, it's dirty, it's bloody, and researchers look to oysters because they have this remarkable ability to attach to rocks, bridge pilings, or just each other, pretty much anything, even in a harsh underwater environment. And they do this by secreting a special protein-rich adhesive known as biocement. And very importantly, unlike most glues, this substance works in wet, salty, and consistently moving conditions, kind of like the inside of your body, you know? So when we tested this on bones, we found it had a strength of being able to withhold of up to over 400 pounds. So it's very, very durable. It's got a 0.5 megapascal shear strength, and it just seems like a really durable type of thing to use. But what's really cool is that this oyster glue is also biodegradable, meaning that your body will absorb this glue as your bone heals, so there's no second surgery and no need to remove the glue that was put in your body. If this works, then the standard treatment for major fractures is going to change forever. Right now, we have it working in lab and clinical trials are on the way, so we'll probably know if this works or not in a few years.
That's actually really cool. We should be taking more inspiration from nature more often. Hopefully we'll see further progression on this soon. Having something that can actually heal the fractures and you do not need surgery to get it removed or anything like that, definitely a win.
We have an interesting video coming out of Guatemala. This was captured by a man with the handle name of the Elvis channel. He was excavating his yard when he found this weird looking stone. Now he thinks that it may be some sort of fossilized dino egg or even a geode. But take a look at his videos. They do crack it open and you decide for yourself, could this have been a fossilized dino egg? Or is this just a perfectly shaped egg stone? Tell me what you think.
A ver, agarra. Venga a ver lo que encontré. Mire. Rebotó la pioche, mire. Mira, mi chesita está, mano. Mira. Oh, la gran puchi, como pesa, mano. Esto hay que ponerlo así como un... ¿Cómo se dice? Es una roca bien elaborada, mira, ¿sabes quién la dejó ahí? Ahí está, ¿ves cómo tronó mi piocha ahorita que le pegué su cuentazo? Hasta me dolió la mano. Pared y lo que encontré. Chicos, vamos a ir a lavar esta piedra a ver qué. Vamos a lavar. Mira esa piedra.
Looks like a big potato.
Se ve igual. Todo sucio. Me dio mucha curiosidad lo que tiene dentro. Si es un huevo de dinosaurio, ya tiene un fósil adentro. Uy, ya me picó eso. Y se está abriendo, ¿ah? Ay, ¡ey! ¿Qué es eso?
Esta piedra,
¡Ah, la gran! Miren, es pura piedra. ¿Pero qué es esa piedra
esta piedra era
piedra de río? ¿Qué era?
cuando jugaban canicas los mayas.
Los gigantes mayas. No sé si han visto esos jeroglíficos. Carajo. Bueno, amigos, ya se sacaron de duda.
Con esa piedra vamos a hacer unos molcajetes.
Es cierto, ya se le hace el hoyo aquí, ve. Alguien que me etiquete, alguien que sepa hacer esto, ve, para poderle mandar la
Vamos a
piedra.
cortar aquí.
Well, I'm definitely no geologist, or whatever they're called that studies rocks and stuff, but that would be such a cool find. I mean, for all we know, that could have been a fossilized turd. Let me know what you guys think it was in the comments.
Did y'all see the way Billie Eilish's face turned when she got pulled into the barricade by that fan? Or I don't even know if he was a fan. I don't know what the point was. But her face changed, y'all. This is creepy as... Y'all tell me if I'm tripping. When I show y'all the video, y'all gonna be like, bro, I seen it. I understand she was mad she got pulled into the barricade. But she threw her head back. And then I swear, y'all, her face looked like it changed, fool. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Watch her face, y'all. Watch it change. You can see it different right here a little bit. But watch. Look at her face. Look, 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 look. I know y'all seen that, right? I'm not tripping. It looked like her jaw and her whole face was just shifting. We all know that she into dark things, fool. And I said this a couple years ago. I think she's gone. But I'm telling y'all, fool, you can see in her eyes and everything that girl is a demon.
It happened so quickly you can barely tell, but I do see what he's talking about. It kind of looks like a little bit of distortion on the cheek or where scales show up a little bit. Now, I'm going to assume that it's just video distortion, but who knows, maybe a little bit of her reptilian side came out.
Oh no! If you have a phone, you need to do this right now, trust me. Of course, phone theft is a big worry, especially if you live in London. Of course, a concern like, well, what happens to your data if your phone gets stolen? Like, you're pretty much screwed. Now, a lot of people didn't know this, shockingly, but you need to do this right now, so send it to your friends and family, because trust me, you all need to keep this. First of all, obviously you need to turn off preview notifications, because if someone takes your phone and it's locked, great, but if you have preview notifications on, they can see the codes and get into your bank and stuff. Now, each phone has a unique IMEI number, which is basically unique to you. Now, if you lose your phone, if you have this code on you, you can basically shut it off and mean that people can't get access to it. But of course, how the hell do you get that? If you don't have the physical phone, it's only in the settings on the phone, so like, you're screwed. Now, go to your phone pad right now and type in *#06#. Now, this pulls up this page, it just pops up on your phone. Now, this will just automatically happen. Make sure you take a screenshot of this. It has all of the information that you need about your unique device. Email it to yourself so you keep it safe, or to your friends and family. And then if you lose your phone, you have everything you need to basically shut it down, meaning that people can't get access to things you wouldn't want them to. It is very crucial that everybody does have this, because otherwise you are cooked. So just keep this on you and stay safe.
Definitely a good idea to know your IMEI number. Now, there's also other ways of going about getting this number. If you have access to the website that provides your cell phone service, normally you can get your IMEI number from there as well if you ordered your phone from the website. Along with, if you have the box that device came in, it's normally somewhere on that box as well. Very, very, very handy information to have when you need it. The more you know. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and end today's video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. And if not, have a good day anyways.